Good afternoon. It is a very good afternoon indeed. I got the guidebook done. You know, and it doesn't have every single little piece of information on it, but all of the questions people have had with rituals and how this works and how that works. It's in. I have some screenshots. It killed me putting that in, but I got it in. Thank the Lord. All right. So this stream is going to be, I don't know, I haven't live streamed in a while. Work's been keeping me pretty busy. Yeah, I'm going to look to see what the next batch of things to add are. I have literal like text document with all of this stuff in it. So I'll get an idea and I'm like, oh, let me just drop that down. We are going to go to the website and I'm going to put the stuff in there. And the website has been cleaned up as well. But this is what we're looking at, a roadmap. You know what? We're gonna update it to today's date. So tier 1's complete, right? So we got the Bastion coming up, Essence Battery, I'm toying with. There's not a lot in tier 2. We're gonna make some space. I'll say immediate stuff. Hey, Fritz! Fritz, my savior. All of the questions that you've been answering have helped me a lot because that guidebook was not fun. It was horrible. It was horrible. Okay. So I do have an idea here for the ritual reagents. Fritz, perfect timing. How do you feel about, for rituals, using, you know, like one of the, you know, like a lesser arcanus, right, to complete it? Do you feel like that is too expensive, not that expensive for a reagent? You know, should I try and dial it back and nerf it? Is it too easy and you can just, you know, shoot them out? How do you think it is? You know, for the reagent cost, I should say, for rituals in general. And I know there's a little bit of delay. I will be opening up my favorite Livewire. I had this for a couple of weeks now, and I get these for streaming. And I'm finally opening this one up. It's been living in my fridge. Not too expensive, perhaps. Add in a second Arcanus required. Really? So bumping it up to 2. Okay. I could get behind that. Because that was one of my thoughts, was like, you know, balancing, like, do I bring it back to like just throwing a bunch of temporal fragments in? You know, is the lesser Arcanus or the greater, you know, whatever it is, like, is that good? Okay, maybe that's not really a point then. I'm gonna delete that off here. Rituals needing the same stabilizer elemental crystal type. That came in this update I just did. I'm starting to think about tier 3 and putting in that attunement system. So I set it to where the crystal type is going to matter now. I probably should have tested that a little more. I'm just now thinking of it. Probably should have tested it. We're gonna hop in the game here. And I'm just gonna do a creation ritual. For tier 1 though, you can still interchangeably use the impures with whatever's there. You just have to make sure the other stabilizer crystal types are the same. Boop, boop. Up /GM2. Oops, there we go. This is the book. We got all of our tabs there, right? new ability meditation, magic progress. You know, we got like the essence system here, all the different things, right? Spellcraft, I get into detail about how to do, you know, everything there. I'm hoping that this cleans it up for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, it's not all of the detailed information as people say, hey, you should add this to the, you know, this to the guidebook or whatever. You know, I get to put that stuff in. You know, but it took a while, like taking screenshots, setting up the strings and everything. It was a pain in the butt, but hopefully there'll be a lot less questions now. How do I do this? How do I do that? Well, check the guidebook. Check that guidebook. All right, you know what? We're gonna throw that guidebook on the ground. I don't want to see these anymore. And this guidebook is good for tier 1 to tier 2. Like, this is your beginner guidebook. I have an advanced guidebook that's just waiting. And the advanced guidebook is going to be when you're at the end of tier 2 and you need to move up to tier 3. So my thought is, I will make, it'll be different each stage, right? So for the first stage to get from tier 1 to tier 2, you will use the current way, you know, right? Lower your temporal stability. And then, we got a new follow. Our Gravity Cat. Thanks for the follow. So I'm thinking of, okay, so going from tier 1 to tier 2, right? You'll have that offhand item, you bring down your temporal stability, you use it, bam, you're tier 2. To go from tier 2 to tier 3, because tier 3 is going to be the elemental attunement system, you will have to set up, you know, like a portal pretty much. Put your element, your fire element, or whatever you want to be, and then you wait for a temporal storm, and then the barrier, that portal, will activate during a temporal storm, and then you can walk through it to gain that fire attunement, right? And then I become a fire mage or whatever it is. And then from there, once you attune, you can jump right to tier 3, because I think tier 3 is going to have an innate ability to imbue items with their element. And that's going to be like that whole mana pickaxe, mana sword, you know, things like that. And then tier 4, I don't know how you're going to become a tier 4 mage yet, but that's going to be more like making the big gateways, right? The big teleporters, you know, things like that. Enchanted equipment, you know, that lower tier mages and other people can make. So that's going to be fun. So let's take a look at stuff here. What can we add? Put rituals. Oh yeah, we were gonna check the stabilizers. That's why I'm here. I'm like, what? Why do I have a ritual altar here? We will do. You know what? We'll do one of the basic rituals. Yep. Get this. Let's get a engraved mana stone. Boop. Move some of this stuff out of the way. I'll be using my nifty druid staff. You know what? No, we're not using the druid staff. We are going to use a purple reaper staff. There we go. There we go. That's gonna be what we use. Boop. Sweet. And let's make sure we're using transmutation. All right, we will do a ritual of creation. Let's get one of our alteration talismans. Boop. So I pop it in, let's hold shift, and we got a lot of things to put down. Bum 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 bum. Here we go. Let's get some torches. So this is a creation ritual, so that's light. And again, if anyone has any questions, let me just pick up one of these terrible books. They can go right into rituals. And there you go. I put a little picture of what it's supposed to look like for reference. Gives you some information. And then all the catalysts and reagents are here and what they do. So let's look at this. I want to do a tier 1 ritual. Engraved mana stone. It's going to take 4 lesser arcanas, which we have. And that's what it creates. So I can just preemptively pop this in. It's said to use light torches, so I'll put down my light torches. You can use any kind of mana stone. You don't have to use the regular, but I'm just using the regular. And you can interchange it too. All right, so we throw 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't matter where they go. And transmutation. Oh, wait, no, 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 no! Shit! No stabilizers! I totally forgot to put You know what? This didn't happen. We're just gonna come over here. And that was a critical failure. That was a critical failure. That's about as much as we could have failed. The explosion's like a 20% chance you done messed up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But you know what? You know what? It didn't even create it. It just destroyed it. Gone. Nope. Admin, eat some of this stuff. There we go. Let's put that in there. You know what? I'll use some mana stone brick this time. Oh man, that was good. That was good. All right, let's pop that in there. We can hold shift or sneak. Let's start drawing some runes. Can't believe that. I knew what I did too. As soon as I cast that spell, I was like, oh, no. I'm not paying attention. That's what it is. It's a Sonic music. Look at that. Ritual's complete. Make sure to use stabilizers. Had I taken my own advice, that would have been, you know, something I did. Okay. Now we're going to do a couple rituals. The first one is going to be with the... I'll use frost crystals. We'll use the greater frost because this is going to be a tier 1, right? So ideally this would be stable. Boom, right? Because you can mix the impure crystals in any tier 1. The other crystals, if they're not impure, they have to all be the same type. Wait a minute, is the Nexus conversion on an alteration talisman? No, that is... Wait, no, it's not. That is considered just world array magic. I'm going to be adding some stuff in where it's not bound to this whole system. You could just pop that bad thing and, you know, bad boy in the world. Here, I'll do it right now. All right, so I got that. Pop it down. Boom, 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 boom. Everyone who has used this mod before should know this pattern pretty well, right? And I want to do like light magic, you know, or better yet, I'll go with the time of day. We'll see what we get. It's either going to be light or a dark. So, boop, it's probably going to be a dark. Right? So you got all that stuff. Cast transmutation. Boop. And there you go. It was light. So we must be right at the cusp. Yeah, the sun's still in the sky a little bit. But that's how you make those conversions. You don't need a fancy ritual. No need getting dressed up there. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got everything. So this should be stable. I shouldn't get any kind of mana feedback. Game mode 1, right? Well, that's not working. Nope, that ain't working. Ah, oh, man, look at all this stuff I have. Let's just throw that arcane bag away. Game mode 2. So, I guess it, you know what? I'm okay with this. I'll have to change what it says a little bit. But I think I'm okay with this. Here, let's make another one of these here. Well, like right there? Or is it right there? I think it's right there. Maybe you have to use all flat tire stuff until you get the good stuff, right? It would actually make the code a little easier. I think we're gonna do that. I like it. Yep, perfect. You can actually put things side by side. As long as it can read the block, it's gonna work. So even though that's for another ritual, you know, you could have another one on the side. Just as a little, you know, FYI. I do like this ritual system. It's kind of Witcher, you know, like the Witchery mod, a little bit. Little bit of like Ars Magica. It takes inspiration, right, from a couple things, I think. Because like the Witchery mod was different, right? Like it wasn't, you know, as involved. It was like a big workbench. There we go. This should be happy. Because it's all the same type. Man, that last spell rocked me a little bit. It did some damage to me. It actually did, it took some mana. I got mana whiplash, and it actually took some of my hunger, and it blew up. Like, I rolled really bad that time. Game mode 1. Let's see what we do. Wait, I forgot to put the engraved mana stone in. Game mode 2. Help, we're drowning. Okay, there we go. Game mode 1. All right. Beautiful. And look at that. There's our block right up top. So yeah, you have to have all the same crystal type. Let's just verify that. Game mode 3. Let's say you're going to use a fire crystal of the same generation right there. All right? It's the same type. It's just, or the same, well, it's type. It's not the same element. So again, you know, I'm just going to draw the patterns. I remember it. I've done this so many times. There we go. Okay, so we got that. I'll get rid of that mana torch. We'll put this one down. I need engraved. Oh, and I want to work on the familiar system. Wait, I didn't throw anything yet. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need my catalysts here. Boo, 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 boo. So this is not going to be happy. So we'll see. So 74 mana, 703. Something bad is going to happen. Wow, so I got mana whiplash, and it actually took a lot of hunger away from me. So there was a negative effect that did happen there. It looks like the positive is nothing was consumed, but I did get some negative feedback. Yeah, wow, that mana burn is a bitch. It's percentage based, so if you have more maximum mana, it hits you harder. Your hunger, it's just like a solid 300 or 400. It does like a random, but still, like honestly, hunger is the bane of my existence in this game. I eat berries. That's what I live off of. When I get too hungry, I die. That's how I roll. That's why it's nice playing with other people who are like, oh, I baked a pie, or I made a stew. Come on over. I'm already there. I got a bowl at their house. Oh, that's good. Whoa. I berry picked through Bronze Age. Man, I always joke my guy must have like diarrhea all the time because all he eats is berries. He's probably crying. Cranberries, I hate cranberries. If I only had some meat. I live in a cob hut. So that's good. That's really good. And I'm glad we didn't get a critical failure because that sucked. Kind of feel like that sun's not moving, huh? Oh, no, it is. Very slightly. Is it moving? Yeah, it's moving. Okay. Just had to make sure. That little mage there. Boom, baby. Okay, so that works. All right, let's look at other things before I even think about a kitchen. So before I even think about a kitchen setup. Yeah. I gotta get better at eating in this game. You know what? Maybe I should just make mage bread. Summonable food. And it was an idea in the past because summon food. I was thinking of like World of Warcraft, like the mage loaf, you know, like the mana buns and stuff. I was gonna put some of that in, but I'm like, you know what? I think that's a little too cheaty. I'm kind of skirting it there a little bit. Not everyone's gonna be happy that, you know, they can make bluish mana bread with like some icing. I was gonna make them look like cinnamon rolls. Some Cinnabon cinnamon rolls. What am I doing? I want to set the daytime. All right, I'm gonna set the daytime, and we are going to look at more adjustments. So I can say that one's done. Bam. So all your crystals need to be the same. So tier 3, like I was saying, to initiate tier 3, you're gonna have to be... Oh shoot, what am I gonna do about the people who are already tier 3 or above? Maybe I could do something where if they sign on for the first time and they're tier 3 or above, I will assign them, I'll roll a random number, and it will assign them to a random attunement, and then I just have to make a way for them to, you know, attune to something else. Maybe. I love your vehicle mod, by the way. Oh, thank you. The vehicle mod needs some love. After this big update, I wanna put down, I got a whole document here I have to like transcribe. But the vehicle mod is going to be looked at. I'm at least gonna get it working for the new update, which I am not looking forward to that. There's probably going to be some weirdness with it, but it will work. There's some multiplayer stuff that I need to look at. I just need time for all this stuff. You know what I mean? I just need time. I sit there and look at like the people who are like, oh, you know, I'm working with so-and-so, and there's like 5 people or so working on a project, and I'm like, man, think of all the stuff I could get done if I didn't have to do this or test or do the assets or the textures or but yeah, it is on the list. I was thinking, because I have to bring that environment into my new Visual Studio setup, so it's going to be maybe this weekend I'll at least get it going. If not, it will be a next week thing. Hopefully it takes like a day to get that to 1.19. Hopefully. Summon food might be a bit much. Buy a ritual to turn flour into mana bread would be cool. Yeah. I was gonna make it to where it doesn't last long, but it would cost a lot of mana. I was thinking like EverQuest, right? The magician. You just conjure loaves of bread. No one goes hungry again. Could ever restore a bit of mana to eat it too. I have to bring in the whole mana potion system. That is on the list of things to do. Yeah, like a mass bake thing. You need the mats, but just do it in a big batch. I mean, I could do anything with rituals. You know, someone had suggested making a ritual to make clay, because they're in a winter biome. That's something that I would like to bring in too. And the way I made this new ritual system, it's really easy to add new rituals. Basically, all I have to do is say what my I have to decide what type of ritual it's going to be. So creation, destruction, augmentation, or, you know, summoning. What's the catalyst item, and what the reagent is, and then what I want the outcome to be. So knowing those like 4 things, I can easily just keep pumping this stuff in. Vice check DMs. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let me see here. Oh, okay. I'm like, what? Was there a crash already? Idea for mage bread. Making an Oculus recipe. I could do that. I mean, and I'm not opposed to making like a bread that doesn't last long, that maybe when you eat it will give you a little bit of mana return, like a percentage of your mana. But I have to be careful with that stuff because one of the things that I want to add, hold on, let me find it. It's in here. Make life tap a tier 2 innate spell. So that means right in here, I have all this space. Some people are like, man, you didn't position that right. It's for a reason, because I knew I was going to have more than just this transmutation spell as an innate spell. So I'm thinking of putting life tap here for tier 2. That way you can just use life tap whenever you want, but you got to be careful because it will kill you. Especially if you overuse it. And then I was thinking of the current life tap spell of being like a soul tap, where it may take health, but it could also take like hunger as well. And it gives you even more mana. Like that would be like a burst of mana with a better rate of conversion. Yeah, take your time with updating. 1.19 seems like it was a big one for mod makers to adjust to. Yeah, honestly, I gotta say this. Fucking hate 1.19. I don't like the update. There was nothing in this. There was one half thing in this update that I thought was like, it was like a, oh, that's kind of cool. And it's this whole first person thing, you know, like this seeing like your arm and stuff, you know, I'm like, all right, that was pretty cool. But every once in a while, your guy does the emo and like hands go right in your face. And I'm like, put your hands down, man. I'm trying to look at something here. You know, it's just big hands in the way. Other than that, this was a useless update for me. It was an antler update. I found out in this update that there is probably no plans at all to do anything with dimensions. Not this stupid bullcrap mini dimension thing that tricked me at first. I'm talking like we're not getting anything like the Nether and anything like that. Some people are cool with it. I was not cool with it because I wanted to make a Rust world for the Magic mod. I wanted to have it be like an upside down kind of world. I want, you know, it was going to be like an Ether meets Rust kind of thing. And I know that it's not looked at because I actually read the documentation. There's a text document for the new you know, multi-block dimension, the mini dimension system. And in there, it specifically states that they are not pursuing actual dimensions, as in multiple worlds within your world. They're not even going to look at it. Broke my heart. I love the idea of mage bread or something. Toss in 8 flour, get out 8 loaves with a touch of magic. Not made from purely just mana, still you have to get bread flour. That's actually, it's not a bad idea. You know what? Let's add it to the list. Here's our list, everyone. So, I will say, whoops, I don't want bold on. Come on, man. What are you doing? I will say, are you kidding me? I just turned bold off. This site is so buggy. It kills me. It kills me. Add a synthesis recipe for mana bread. Let's see. Still uses eggs and flour, but can give magic-like effects? Question mark. That'll be good. Future Vice will know exactly what that means. Literally cannot face wind over like 80% without being able to see past my arms. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Like if we go a certain way here, let's see, let's put nothing in our hands. Right, at some point, I'm going to be facing wind. You know what? Maybe the wind isn't too strong right now. But yeah, it does come up, and I'm like, Put your arm down, dude. Like, I can't see. Those are rifts over there. Yeah, those are rifts. Rather sand in my eyes than hands, right? You know what? Just the same thing with my character here. He eats nothing but berries. I don't have the diarrhea from it, so he's just gonna keep shotgunning those things, handfuls at a time. All right, so we want to do that. I want to make life tap an innate tier 2 spell for all. I think having life tap as that innate tier 2 spell is great because it's going to allow people to, you know, it's risky when you're doing it in combat, right? Because it does take a lot of health, and it is percentage based, so it's something that will grow with you, you know, while you level up and gain more maximum mana. But I think it'll be a nice option to where if you need a burst of magic to, you know, shoot that last, you know, fire orb or something, I got you. You will have that ability. And it frees up a grimoire slot, so you don't have to have, you know, life tap in your rotation. So I think that's going to be a good thing. Let's look at other things in this list here. All right, so this, I'm just going to put a little bullet next to it. I made the guidebook. Thank God that guidebook is in. Elemental attunement. That's going to be something for the future. That's my imbuement system. That's tier 3. New idea. Holy crap, I thought I had more ideas here. New spell soul tap. No. Hide. Here we go. Hide spell slots unused in staff GUI. I think what I was going for was like hiding these to where you can't click on them. I don't know how annoying that really is, though, for people. You know what, let's go into another world where I'm only tier 1 and I'm not, you know, mega god here. There we go. Probably in here. Checking a random world. Oh, so for the prism system, I came up with what the item should be, the duplication one. It's going to be a lacrima. So the idea is that lacrima is going to have a damn it, I'm tier 4 in this world too. And I'm going a little crazy. All right, I'll just reuse this world. What am I doing? I have to remove magic. Boop. There we go. That should have removed it. We're going to reload. It's really not annoying. What is? I may have missed something, Fritz. Sorry. I'm all over. I'm bouncing. All right. Let's learn magic. Where's my rusty dust? There it is. Get ready. Boom, baby. Look at that. Unlocked spellcasting, ritual system, synthesis system, spell research and creation, new innate spell transmutation. Beautiful. Seeing the unusable slots. Yeah, we're gonna take a look here. I don't know why I thought of it. I just thought of it. Oh wait, I already did that. What was I thinking? Because you can't click on them. You can only click on the one. Oh, okay, that's right, because I was tier 4. You know what? We're just going to remove that. Oh, egg on my face, I guess. So, all right, we will get rid of that. It was a good thing to check. Add block info to pedestal when synthesis is active. Have it say sneak plus right click to reset synthesis. Ooh. That's right. I wanted to put something in the heads up display that tells you how you can reset synthesis. Let's go into the creative world because I have an Oculus already set up. And I'll see what past Vice meant. And let me tell you this, he is a terrible speller. I think it's mostly autocorrect. but it could be him as well. It ain't me. It's this guy over here. All right, so what I'm saying is let's create something basic, a runic scroll. You know what? I think I already had, no. Okay, so let's create a runic scroll. Throw it in, right? Synthesis recipe required. I see. So underneath transmutation, putting something at the bottom that says sneak plus right click, right? Sneak, right click to reset synthesis. Some people don't know you can do that. So if anything ever goes weird, or if you're trying to do something that is above what your Oculus can handle and you don't want to risk it, you can just reset it. No harm, no foul. Even if it's unstable and it's waiting for something, you know, for like an essence of some type, you can just reset it and it'll be fine. So let's just add it right now. What am I doing adding that to the list? That's like easy. Easy. Okay, all poo, ad break. Damn those ads. Hopefully it makes you feel something. I feel like buying a car. Look at the four wheels on that one, bro. They spin. Oh man. Com ad block. You know what, Fritz? Tout it loud and proud. I don't see any money from these ads. It'd be nice to, if I try and change that slider at all, like it rope-a-dopes you. It's like, oh great, so you're gonna have like 5 minutes of ad every, you know, 6 minutes. That's gonna really make people want to watch me. Perfect. All right, I need to go into the block entity station, and this is going to be the Oculus pedestal. We need to go down to block information. I'm just going to do a search, block info, and we need to add it in here. So if this does not, okay, so I think I need to add a couple of things here. All the way towards the end, we're gonna have to add this. Here we go, right here. And I'm going to want to check for a couple of things. So I'm going to have to say if this does not equal incomplete, and this does not equal off, then I can say what? Sneak plus right click to reset synthesis, right? Something as simple as that. And let's go ahead and give it a spacer. So I should be able to fireball this in. There it is. Sneak plus right click to reset synthesis. And if synthesis is reset, I don't see that anymore, right? So if we're in the process of doing something, there it is at the bottom. Should I have it at the bottom or at the top? You know, I think it's fine right there. I think it's good. I think it's good. Sneak plus right click. Perfect. Beautiful. All right. That is done. I guess I can just mark that right off my phone. Again, little quality of life things that some people didn't know they could do that. Okay, an Essence battery system. I need to figure out what I'm doing with the Nexus and how Essence needs to be stored. So, okay, so for the next immediate thing I want to look at is when you enhance a Nexus. Let's go ahead and do it right here. When you place it down, I want it to have like 2,500 instead of 250. I want it to just store that much innately. And then when you draw the runes around it, which these will be required to have your Nexus actually give and receive essence. Let's go ahead and we'll just grab the Celestial. And we will get random blocks here. Here we go. Soil. Doesn't matter what you make the pillars out of. Dealer's choice. So boop, 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 boop. Right? So that made it 5,000 stored essence. Instead of that, depending on what blocks you put on top, I wanted to increase the efficiency of your nexus. Right? So how fast it will generate the essence. And then the idea is I want to have like an orb or some kind of item, maybe a multi-block structure, where like for instance, maybe you could put this orb inside, you know, like in this slot here, right? Where you would put in a torch. And then you can siphon the essence out into this orb, right? That way I could break this when I siphon everything out. And then I'll have my orb with the essence. And then, yeah, you see what I mean? And then I can just come over to the other one. I can slap in the orb in the slot. And I can put it in, like, you know, supply mode instead of siphon mode or whatever I name these things. And then it will fill that nexus up. So that's what I want to do. And for the orb, I was thinking of having an orb, like, where it could just hold all 3 types of essence. You know, like it's an advanced orb. You could get it from an advanced player, right? Or if you level up your magic tier, you can make it yourself. But, you know, like just an orb, right? Just some kind of storage. Take a dark altar down to the mines, kill for a few hours, fill up orbs with essence, bring them back, and do magic with it. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? And then you can also, with something like this, right, it would increase the efficiency. So for the normal, putting items in, you would get more essence from it, right? Depending on what your caps are and having this setup. You know, if it's a light essence, there's not much to that, but it would generate more per tick, right? Or maybe it's a faster tick. I'm not sure. You know, for the dark, you know, you would put your dark down and it would do more damage to the creatures and it would siphon more, you know, more essence out as well. Yeah, and that's a lot more reasons to make the caps too, exactly. And then I was thinking maybe I can make a 4th kind of nexus, and maybe that would be a more advanced to where it could maybe literally do what all 3 do. Or it could just be considered a storage as well. That was the other idea of making a 4th one. And that can just be like a general, you know, nexus storage. And basically you would take your orb, right? And maybe an orb can have one kind of essence in it, but maybe it can hold like 5,000, 10,000 essence of one type. And then you would have like whatever your anchor would be, right? Whatever your storage. And you could just throw it in there and it can hold all types. It can't generate anything, but it can be a huge store. And I'm thinking about making it like 50,000, you know, for that cap. So that's still an idea. It's what I want to tackle next, because I think that is what's lacking right now. But yeah. That's on the immediate thing. I'm missing something. Fritz. Newest update work for you? I still can't get it to show up in creative or get rifts to turn things into rift blooms. Seems like it's just not loading. So the new update's not loading for you or something? Or reason to put caps on. I would say the storage, so you can have mana regeneration in one area, bring it all to your synthesis area in the main storage nexus to draw from. Yeah, and the idea is too, if I do make a 4th one and I call it like the nexus storage, really then you could set something up like this and then you can have just that one connected, so you don't have to like bounce back and forth or anything. Maybe I can make it to where you set a primary that it tries to pull from. Maybe it'll be like neutral will be whatever the primary is, or whatever the highest is, or, you know, whatever the settings are. But that way, it won't cancel these out, right? Your regular nexus, your dark nexus, your light nexus, they're still your generators, you know? And then you would have to upgrade your caps and everything and create this little space, right? This this multi-block structure to increase their efficiency, to gain more. But for me, yeah, but it works. Wonder what I did to break it. I don't know, man. If it's not loading. Some people have that issue where it's just like, oh, they put an update in, and you know, I don't know. I don't know why it does that for some people. I've never been able to reproduce it, so I have no idea. I mean, I'm using it right now. It is working. And look at that guidebook. Look at that guidebook. Look at that. Look at that. You want to know about the ritual system? There you go. Damn guidebook. Hate that thing. I'm gonna hate that guidebook. You know, I was thinking about doing a trolley thing with it and having it to where, like, if you hold it in your main hand, like, you will gain like a maximum of like 50 mana or something, right? A big burst of mana. But as soon as you take it out of your hand, it all disappears. But I'm like, nah, why would I do that? Like, why would I want to do that? And the guidebook's not like 100%. There's still some stuff to migrate over. It's just, it's not fun making that guidebook. I did not enjoy it. Let's just say that. I did not enjoy it. What else can I do easily? Oh, yeah, I want to redo the mana lanterns. So my thought is I want to make an inert mana lantern. One type, right? So there'll be one recipe in here for the mana lantern. That mana lantern, what you'll do is you'll like put it down. It's going to be one of those things, right? So pretend this is just an inert one. So you'd put it down, right? You would draw like whatever the pattern would be, you know, that I come up with. It'll be one of those like in-world kind of things, right? And then I'll be like, okay, well, if I want to turn this into a light, you know, it would be something maybe like this. And then I cast transmutation on it, and then it would convert that into, it would consume your torches, and then channel that in, and then you would have like a light mana lantern. You know, but you would just make the inert. I think that would be cool. I want more things like this, where you like use your magic chalk and you draw these runes just in the world and you cast your spell, and it's just, because like this, you know, this whole ritual system is cool, but there's a lot of setup involved with this. You know, like this is an involved thing. I want those things where you can maybe do something just impromptu in the world. You don't need, you know, it's detached from that. Like, I could make it an actual ritual recipe, but there's no need. You know, something like this would be more fun. And I actually like this pattern, so this may be what it turns into. That guidebook is perfect, pictures and all. Yeah, it's a labor of love. You'll notice that the Nexus, the Essence stuff, I don't put in. I have a picture of like a multi-block structure. I don't really give any information on it because that is going to be changing literally in this next update. You would just have to refer to like the game site for like, that's the old information. And the idea is when I convert this to whatever I'm going to turn it into, right? Like a storage system / whatever. Got it working, just deleted it for the 3rd time and reinstalling. Whoop, game things. Come on, man, this is the D-Jank. D-Jank update! Oh, the jankiest of the jank. Perfect. But yeah. Ideas. Alright, what else? What else we got here? Move utility blocks to synthesis. That's right. What I'm trying to do is get away from things being made in here. Now, things like Arcanus, you know, like, things like the Lesser Arcanus, okay, that's not going to be a synthesis recipe. I want you to be able to make these on the fly. You know, they were just recently nerfed, right? So they're cheaper to make, right? Things like, for instance, let's do the, what, ward, right? My ward block. Magic ward. Something like this, I don't want you to make this in here. I want you to make it through synthesis. Because anyone can get, you know, like your Ethereum, anyone can pick up a Lesser Arcanist. You don't have to be a magic user to do this. And I want to make it to where magic users have the know-how to create things like the magic ward or the slipstream generator. Which I did make a change to the magic ward. Let's try to turn the magic ward on to test. Hey. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Yep, in like 5 minutes here. Test this out. Thank you. All right. So I did recently, like I said, I did make a change. We are going to make sure that it still works the way I think it should. Okay, so, right, we have this block here. Ideally, this should respect the boundaries here. You know, because like my thought is like, okay, you got a wall, you know, and I want to keep drifters and stuff out. So I forgot what I changed. It was either transmutation affecting it or rusty dust. So let's just do rusty dust. So if I add it to it, this is what non-magic users would use to power this, right? And it is a magic wall I can't get past. If I admin break it, can't really get past anything. Okay, let's turn it off. Boop. All right, and now I can get through it. Now, if I cast transmutation on this, whoops, that's not transmutation. Boop. That's transmutation. I'm not going to regen mana with meditation. I'm going to cheat. Maybe it was this. Nope, that works too. And it looks like it is respecting the bounds as well. This is how high it can go. And it preserves it too, as long as it stays on. So if I turn that back off... See, that's how high it can go. And it can go out pretty far as well. So, okay, that's still working pretty well. Good. Good, good, good. It would be really cool to be able to bind ourselves to the ward, and only that bound person can walk through it, etc. So it can be used as a door of, well, a door, yeah. I don't know how I would do something like that with the way, because these are blocks pretty much. And there's a weird thing with, like, with collisions and stuff, like, I would have to remove the hitbox. And I tried to do this originally, and it's weird, because, like, I could walk through it, and if I'm inside of the block, like, I would have to set this bounds, like, I'd have to thin it out so you could be inside before getting to the collision. But if someone sprints in after you or while you're inside of it, they will be able to get through. Bunnies and stuff will be able to get through until they pass through, and then it becomes a solid block again. It was really janky, so I'm not sure how to do that without significant change. You know, because this is all solid here. So I don't know. It would be cool. I want to do something like that. I just haven't found out how to do it yet. But it's coming. Probably. one of the many things. Yeah. A lot of this stuff is actually notes and the lacrimas. The new spell Soul Tap, a better form of life tap. That's the beginner book, the rituals. Yeah, I think that's all the stuff. The mana sword. Memory prisms. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Fair enough. Sadly, I have zero clue how to code in VS, so I can offer ideas. But yeah, and you know what? Ideas are definitely needed too. Sometimes when you're too close to a project, you don't really see some of the easy stuff. You know what I mean? Well, not easy stuff, but some of the good ideas that you could be doing, and you are not. Mana Swords, stabby combat magic, yeah. Tier 3, I want to be able to imbue a weapon and like a pick and stuff. Think of Tinkerer's Construct, kind of. So if I'm a fire mage, maybe I can make a fire pick that like kind of tries to auto smelt, you know, when you pick up ores, or, you know, things like that, at the cost of, you know, like the magic part of the, you know, it would be like a secondary durability that I put on the tool. And basically what you would do is you would find like a fire mage, right? And then they would put it in their offhand, that tool, and then cast their spell of, you know, like imbue element to recharge that thing for you, you know. But it's coming. It's coming. There's some things to do before that. Like I have to put in the prism system and the bastion. We got to make the bastion. Let's find someone to raid. Who are we gonna raid? Who is playing this game right now? Vintage Story, and my caps lock is on. Of course it is. Of course it is. Oh man. Who am I gonna... Okay, who do we have here? A brand new world. Back to some Vintage Story. Almost through winter. There's me. Haha. There's not many choices. No wonder why I got a few people in here. VS Spring is here. I don't think I've really... Oh, this person has mods in their title. We're gonna go to this person. Short break, perfect. We're gonna slide in with the raid. Mute. Thank you, ads. Exclamation raid / raid. And if anyone has any suggestions or anything, now that work is slowing down a little bit, I'll have more time to actually look at the Discord. Any ideas or anything, throw them in there. I mean, you could directly message me as well. You know, we're all people, right? Oh, and I missed a couple things here. I'll have to, when I get a little time. I'm getting Chinese food tonight. That's why I'm kind of like, all right, let's go, everyone. I want to get some chicken fried rice. Delicious. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching me. I added a couple things. Really, this stream was about getting ideas. It wasn't one of the hardcore, you know, make massive code changes and rebuild a system on the fly like I normally do. It's important to have these kind of brainstorming things too, to make sure before I rabbit hole myself that it's even worth pursuing. This is going to become a thing. I may do this tonight or tomorrow. This is going to become a thing. I need to make a new type of Nexus. I may have to make a new model so it looks different yet the same, right? Maybe I'll make it bulky on top like a globe or something. Or maybe 3 globes, you know, for each essence type. I'll make it look good, but I think I'm going to be going with that kind of storage system. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you all later. I may live stream again tonight. I don't know. Bye, everyone.